Is Feather worth using? If you don't know, Feather is a spell of the Alteration School of Magic, and what it does is it reduces your encumbrance. For example, let's say your starting encumbrance is 150 out of 200. If you cast a 50-point Feather spell, your encumbrance temporarily turns into 100 out of 200. There are reasons though why Feather is not as good as it could be. The first reason is the cost. If you want both a relatively high magnitude and high duration spell, which is how Feather should be used in my opinion, the spell becomes very expensive. Just look at this spell. Feather 50 points for 60 seconds costs 152 magicka. That's quite a lot. Even if I reduce the duration to 30 seconds, the spell is still something that I don't want to keep recasting, because it's still fairly expensive at 77 magicka. The other big problem with the Feather spell is that there is already a cheaper and more effective alternative. That would be Fortify Strength. Fortify Strength and Feather actually have the exact same magicka cost. However, 1 point of Fortify Strength gives you 5 points of inventory space, while 1 point of Feather gives you, well, 1. So you're not comparing 50 Feather to 50 Fortify Strength, you are comparing 50 Feather to 10 Fortify Strength. And 10 points of Fortify Strength for 60 seconds costs only 30 magicka. Fortify Strength also comes with an extra advantage. It increases your damage with weapons. If you're looking at cost effectiveness, there's just no comparison. Fortify Strength wins out. And not by a small amount. At least assuming you have enough skill in Restoration that you can actually cast Fortify Strength. But if your Alteration and Restoration are equal in number, Fortify Strength of equal effectiveness is going to be much easier to successfully cast. Oblivion actually fixes this issue. It makes Feather considerably cheaper. While you can't really make great custom Feather spells, due to the small default max duration and magnitude, the standard Feather spells you can buy in Oblivion are actually pretty great. Long duration, relatively large magnitude, and most important of all, very low cost. Getting more inventory space is useful for another reason that might not be immediately obvious. In Morrowind, your character moves slower the more weight they have on them. If you increase the amount of empty space in your inventory, you will effectively increase your movement speed. In Oblivion, your inventory space does not affect your speed, but you are slowed down by your armor. You can reduce or remove the slowdown effect of armor by casting Feather. Skyrim, on the other hand, doesn't have a Feather spell, but a similar effect, Fortify Carry Weight, is available as a potion, enchantment, and also as a perk. But back to the question from the start. Is Feather worth using in Morrowind? For the most part, I would say you are better off just using Fortify Strength. But Feather is perfectly good when used in potion form or on pre-enchanted items like the Daedric armor you get from Mistress Tirana. Also, Feather is the only way to get 0 encumbrance, without dropping all your stuff. The magnitude and duration of Feather and Fortify Strength potions at the same skill and attribute levels is still equal, which means that Fortify Strength is still going to have a greater effect even among potions. But one thing that works in favor of Feather is that all the Fortify Strength ingredients are either heavy or expensive. With Feather you have 2 ingredients that are both low weight and cheap, and that's Scuttle and Heather. If you want to know why the Pilgrimage of the 7 Graces is actually one of the best quests in the game, see this video next. I haven't been uploading as often lately. To be honest, I needed a break, but also I've started to write my mastery thesis, so I'm a bit busier than usual. I'll try to make it one per week at least. Thanks for watching.